Hey everyone, Josh here from Fresh Start Customs, and today we're going to be going over a package that I got in the mail from someone in the Glowforge users groups here. Her name is Desiree. She is the owner of the group Tried and Tested Engraving Blanks. So she said she's going to send this package over with some leather keychains in it. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up really quick, and then we'll go into the video with making some engravings on them and then testing it out and giving my rating. She wanted me to go ahead and give it an actual rating after seeing some of my other rating videos. So let's go ahead and open this up and we'll see what she sent out here. There we go. Alright, so it looks like quite a bit here. We got about 4 different items. 4 of the lighter kind, there's 1 darker kind here. So it looks like we've got 2 travel luggage ID tags and then 2 keychains here. So we need to figure out what we're going to put on this. I'll figure that out. I'll do an actual engraving on these and then see how they work, and then I'll give you a rating at the end of the video. So we'll catch you guys there. Alright everyone, so as you've seen in the previous video clips there, we got our engravings all lasered out here. I put some on the back of the 2 bigger badges, and I'll show you that here that I didn't actually videotape. So we're going to go into the review here of the good, the bad, and the actual rating that I'm going to give this. And as you see, I have the 4 tags here, and one of them are not engraved. I did that on purpose so you can kind of see a before and after effect here. And I may use that on another video here in the future. So let's go into the good. What I really like about this is it gives it a very unique look. I like how well it engraves onto the leather itself. Now, with this one over here, I did a photo engraving. I had this masked, as you've seen in the video, and this one is a photo engraving unmasked. And of course, this is just letters that are being engraved, but I did do it as a photo where I rasterized all the letters, and then I just added a score line around here, a quick score line of an offset path, just so you could see the score lines too. So obviously that's going to need to be cleaned up. Not sure if I'm going to use rubbing alcohol or simple green. I'll see what I'll do with that later to clean that up. So overall, it really didn't throw too much dust in the photo engraving. Now this one up here, I did an SD engraving just to see how much dust and debris it would throw. And I did mask this one because SD usually throws more than photo engrave. And I was correct in thinking that. If you've seen that clip just a second ago, you can backtrack to that if you want to. It threw a lot of dust and debris. So I definitely would mask these if you are going to use the SD engraves. I would do it for photos too, because I mean this one turned out really good. Obviously I could have probably darkened up the sea a little bit more in my actual image. So that's why that kind of came out. And masking tape can take away from that effect depending on how much or how little dark blacks and whites you have in your photos. So let me get to the other side of some of these. So on this one here, I did an SD engraving without masking tape, and as you can see, since it was such a small engraving there, it didn't throw as much dust as that one over there. But it could also be like this may be a different type, since this one's a little bit darker, or that might just be dyed. Not sure if it's the same stuff. So that turned out really nice. I'll clean that up too. And then the last thing that I kind of wanted to cover was the actual photo engraving. As you can see kind of far away, it's pretty dark. It's hard to see. It's supposed to be a bridge. You can probably see it when it gets closer there. It looks better in person than it does on camera. But this one showed up really dark, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, Josh, you probably didn't change your photo to a white enough photo. So what I did is I used the exact same photo and the exact same proof grade settings, but for a different type of material. And this is the difference between the two. So this was just a cutoff of some maple that I had from Menards, and this is the leather tag with the exact same photo, both proof grade photo settings here. And I just wanted to show you a side-by-side comparison. Now, I'm not saying that that all photos are going to look bad on the leather. What I'm trying to point out here is with your actual photo engravings on leather versus like wood, you're going to have to change the whites and blacks in it. I just did this strictly as a test, and I would probably try this photo again with more white areas, and I try to make it look as good as I can for all types of wood, but since it's the first time using leather, there's a little bit of a difference there from what I seen on my first test here. So if I had another piece of this, I would probably try it again, see how I could get it to look or how I could get it to turn out. Let me see if I can pull that closer to the camera here so you can see the differences. So that's the differences between the exact same photo, no editing of the lights or darks in the photo. Now, like I said, if you can actually edit your photos lighter, and if it was of a face or a person, I think this may turn out pretty cool. I'm just working with what I have. The only real piece I have left is this real small piece, so we may try that in another video for the actual photo engraving of a real photo. So that's the overall result there. So I'm not giving that bad review based on photos itself. That's just with what I had on hand. So that was the difference there. So if you're going to actually do a leather photo engrave, keep in mind that you're going to have to probably crank that really bright for it to show up correctly. So let's go ahead and go back to the actual leather here. So overall, this was a really cool experience. I really appreciate it, Desiree, for sending it out. I really like this tag. This tag turned out awesome on this side. Obviously, we would like this to show up a little bit lighter, but I could always do that too if I get some more of these tags at some testing. Like I said, that was just putting it to the extreme test of comparing it to another type of material. And obviously, you could probably change some settings too, like do custom settings versus the proof grade thick material or thick leather settings. And like I said, that was just a photo engrave, like a draft photo settings on both of those types of material. And I did the draft photo on both of these two, and like I said, this was the SD engrave, and this was an SD engrave too. So overall, that turned out really cool. I think these are a really cool product here. So let me get to the rating. The rating that I would give this would probably be like a 7. Now, if you're going to be using like straight up black and white based on what I could personally test with the amount of material that I had, that turned out really great. Now, like I said, based on what I have for the photo engravings, like a true photo, that kind of fell short on the normal workflow that I normally do. Now, like I said, there's the caveat to it where if you may have to change your workflow, and then this may look stunning here. So that's something to take into consideration. And thanks again, Desiree, for sending this out. Her Facebook group is Tried and Tested Engraving Blanks. So go ahead and check her Facebook group out there if you want to get get it from her. And I really appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.